What's up, guys? Tarrix here.
Hello there. About a month ago or two, there was some huge discussions on the Yugi tubing matter about pros. What are they? Are they there? And how can you define like a pro and stuff like that? While having this watcher duel here, I'm just gonna discuss that because you gotta remember this is what I think. This is clearly subjective. I guess that is. Um, so I think there are pros, and reasoning behind that is you see some people topping over and over again. You see some people they are thinking more about the stuff they actually do when they put together a deck. They think about different strategies, different combos, what they're good against, what the cards are bad against, and how you can kind of abuse these things and adapt the deck to some situations that you're not always. Oh, I did he remove that one? Okay. But oh yeah, yeah, oh, yeah. Obviously, the banisher of your radiance. Um, but pros, they know these things. It's not just because they top, but also because the way they play their cards is a lot better than normal players, than casual players would do. I mean, a casual player would maybe activate an MST when your opponent has two or three set back rows. Just a blind MST. Um, instead of pros, which actually try to abuse the more psychological aspect of the game. Um, I mean, a pro can be defined on how much tops and how good he is thinking wise, because not everyone has the money. I mean, I know a good friend of mine, um, Michael and TeamRagnarok. He's super good at thinking, at making up some different strategies, some different deck types, and that actually work, that actually are pretty cool and also fun. Um, and I mean, he's pro just based on the fact that he knows what to do in different situations. He can beat people with some of the most weird deck types um, out there. I mean, he and his friend got made the Dragoonity Turbo deck. Um, well, as I understood, he was with him creating the deck, but not actually testing it that much out. But he was there. So I would consider him a pro. He doesn't have the money for cards, or he doesn't like the what's it called, the meta, so that he would actually play the top tier decks. He doesn't think they're funny, and that's also that might also be a pro thing. Another way to see a pro on is like you see these people topping again. I know this is what I think. Um, the same people topping over and over and over again. That might be some of the pros. Everyone is saying like, there are no pros. But why do these people then top over and over again? I mean, it's just like every other game or every other thing. I mean, you could watch at the maybe soccer. The same good teams, they keep topping. The same good players, they keep making those goals. I mean, if you put another random, just a random person there, he wouldn't do the same stuff as other people's might. Um, and I mean, I don't see how people don't understand that when you win a lot, that might mean that you either have some sort of advantage or that you are pro, because if you don't have that advantage, that would basically mean if everyone is equal, that would basically mean the best wins. It's not the not the best in material wise, but the best, the one who thinks the most, the one who has the greatest mind will win. Um, so it's basically a pro is defined, and if everyone is equal, which everyone is in Yu-Gi-Oh, because everyone has access. If just having a little money, they can get these decks. Um, so it's just what deck you play. Thinking about like when you're to one of these YCS or nationals or stuff like that. Um, you can see you can see or think let's see think about uh, what will people be playing, what should I play, how should I play, how should I adapt to this situation. And I think pros do this oh whoops I think pros do this a lot more than the normal players, because pros they want to win, and that's kind of um how I look at different people, because some people they play for winning, and that might be more the pros than those. And it's kind of stupid that people say, "I'm not playing to win," because everyone knows that everyone is playing to win, in some way to win. I mean, it doesn't have to be win the first prize in something, but win some duels. I mean, it's not fun losing all the time. I don't know any people that actually are saying, "Yes, I'm losing. I'm so good at it, and I'm not winning one single duel." I mean, everyone gets a little excited about winning, and I guess a lot of people also lose a lot. Um, but it might still be fun to win those single duels sometimes, which can occur, obviously. Um, it's just the same as saying, "I'll take the bullet for you and I won't get anything in return." Um, if you just lose everything, you because at the same pace people throw in money to play this card game that we so much love. Um, and so that's one I can join here. um, and the pros kind of are defined by they use a lot of money, or they tend to use a lot of money. Not everyone does. To play what's good, and they know how to play that kind of deck. I mean, nothing is kind of autopilot except for Final Countdown. Just because Final Countdown is like you have five options in your hand, and whatever you do with these five cards, it doesn't matter as long as you only play one of them. Um, so that's basically the only deck that doesn't require any sort of skill. I mean, even wind-ups, they have their loop, but what do they want to go in afterwards, and how many cards would they like to discard? I mean, using the loop from the first turn off might cause a lot of good. You can't negate it. Alright. But every play that you have um, might make some disadvantage for you. I mean, also all the OTK decks, they could go OTK first turn, second turn, but is it worth it going OTK second turn? I mean, um, a lot of times it will actually work, but some other times you waste a huge amount of resources for nothing. And pros kind of, um, I would say the pros, they know when do they want to activate these different things, these different cards. When do they actually want to use the combos, and what combos would be best? I mean, should you go for an Utopia or a Gemini Pearl, or Utopia or Maestroke, or Zen mains, or some aggressive play with Leviathan Dragon. All these things, and should you activate an MST if your opponent has three set cards? Should you activate MST and hope that you um, hit like um, hit like the Solemn Judgment or Starlight Road, and then Heavy Storm, or should you just go for it and Heavy Storm? And do you have outs for these things? How many turns can you think ahead of you? And that's kind of what pros, what I think would define a pro. That people who top a lot, or because they spend these resources on getting the cards, because they think like um, really competitive. Or pros could be people who those who invent a lot of combos that work exceptionally good at minor events maybe, or even at locals. There are pros there because those who just splash some cool deck together, um, and actually win with it. They're kind of pro in those situations because they do create these decks that you would actually think don't work. Um, Again, Michael, he uh, he made he made random deck with worms long time ago, and he actually topped with it. Um, and people didn't think about it. And last year, he made my hat is magical. Basically, it's all about Kuras, the Light Monarch, I guess it is, and um, and drawing cards that and obviously magical hat. I mean, and he topped. He topped with that deck. Um, Not expensive at all, but he is pro because he invented this combo. I don't know if he saw it somewhere, but he made the deck competitive um, with those resources that he had. And it was a really cool deck. Um, so I think there are pros, but let me know what you think. I mean, let me hear some thoughts about why you think there are no pros.